comes up.
Gonna kiss my
And
red dirty.
we
Oh.
are live. What is up, ladies and gents, or should I say TMGers and Scream Squad? That's right. We are having another takeover this week. This week's takeover is by the Scream Squad or Extreme Screams YouTube channel themselves, Kris and Tarrin. Apparently, Matt wants to disappear.
He doesn't like us. It's
He's the
okay.
invisible man.
It happens
Yeah.
when Tarrin's around. That happens. Everybody wants to leave. That's
It-
Yeah,
it-
guys.
I'm used to that by now. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, yo, trust me, we have the same issues
Can
here on
you
our
imagine
channel.
that? On like a live broadcast, like on actual like television, they introduce somebody and then they just run away.
Look, my connection's absolute dog shit,
Hey,
so I had to
Cat's
switch
here and
phones.
Angela's here. How's it going?
And over to Bob
Yeah.
Costa. Bob,
Yeah, and there's quite a few people. Guys, do us all a favor. Go to youtube.com/extreme screams. Check them out. They have a YouTube group called obviously Extreme Screams. Definitely give them a like, subscribe. You know, do the whole 9 yards. So I'm gonna throw it over to the man to my right, Mr. Tarrin. What is up? Tell us a little about yourself.
How's it going, everybody? My name is obviously Tarrin, as previously stated by the Matty G. How's it going? I am one of the co-hosts for Extreme Screams, and we have a lot of fun over there. We talk a lot about mostly extreme haunts and immersive theater experiences, but we also talk about traditional haunts. We have a whole category system, which we actually revamped, and that video will be up on our show tomorrow. So we talk about everything in the horror genre. Even we talk about horror movies. We have paranormal investigations. We have a psychic medium on our team.
Yeah, he does some cool stuff, man. I mean, what he told my wife to leave me. That was
Which was probably the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say.
It was live on a reading.
It was live, and the problem is he warned you too.
I thought he was warning me, saying he was going to say personal stuff about her. He was like, "Hey, disclosure. There's going to be some stuff said, just to let you know." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I tell her, I'm like, "Hey, he's going to say some stuff about you that you're not going to like."
But no, like, okay, so one time I was thinking about like moving at one point to a certain area to be with a girl that I was talking to at the time. And like he gave me some advice and like he told me like some things, and it worked out nearly exactly like he said. Like he even like without like the first time I'd ever talked to the guy, before he was on our team or anything, he described how she looked and everything. It was insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of nervous with this whole virus thing going around because he told me that he just saw black for me. So I've banned down the hatches. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I heard a lot of people were getting corona. So I figured I should go out and buy some myself. I don't know what the whole thing is, but I mean, I like it.
Yeah, that going back to the medium thing, if you watch the video, you could just see the look on Tarrin's face. He had no idea this was coming. It's fantastic watching these two. Obviously you guys have met Kris. He chimed in a little bit. Like I said, I'm Matty G. I'm the host of this. On YouTube, you can find me chatting in the live chats as Matt and Caleb Graham, just so you actually have a face to it. We'll go to our two Mandalorians on the panel, Nick and Devin. What's up, guys?
we are here tonight with the power of technology. We got this new soundboard set up that we're excited about. We're gonna give it a test run tonight, if that's all right with Maddie. And if it gets annoying at any point, tell us. And if you have any sound bites you want to request, tell us too. I'm excited about this show tonight. We were just watching this docu-series Castle of Chaos before we started the show tonight.
Sweet.
And it was just making me think it's been a long time since I had been to a haunted house. But the whole world is kind of like a haunted house today. So, I mean, yeah.
Right.
Well, Devin, how are you doing tonight?
I was a part of a haunted house not too long ago.
I lost my 2 front teeth because of a haunted house not too long ago. But we'll get to that another time, I'm sure. And then of course my co-host, my man, my other Matt on this panel. Matt, what's up, buddy? How about sports?
Yeah, it's not a good time. It's not a good time at all. March Madness is canceled. Golf is even canceled. Oh, it's postponed. I mean, I wanted to watch people drive around for a little bit since there was no sports. That got canceled too. So I mean, I guess I'm like staring at a wall.
So-
I'm watching badminton. I guess
Oh.
it's like replays from like 1948. So
does the since you talked about March Madness, does the whole like the last state to actually get infected, does that count as the winner of March Madness?
I mean, at this
Because
point,
that
it
was the
does.
madness in March. In that case, I'm claiming West Virginia as the winners. Like,
Well, if Alabama's not, if there's nobody there with the virus, then I mean, there's a reason why, and I don't think I want to try that. So
Okay.
To answer our girl, Kat, I will absolutely get into that story. Angela, I will absolutely get into that story by the end of the chat, I'm sure. We've got a little something set up here a little later for that. If you're a friend of the Extreme Screams channel, you will obviously know my favorite hashtag, which we'll get to in a little bit. You can already hear Kris laughing in the background because he knows what's coming. So does Tarrin. So I'm going to ask you guys a quick and easy one. What got you guys into the world of horror? There has to be one movie that you saw at the right time that just went, I dig this.
I feel like this is a segue into talking about what I really love.
It didn't plan to be, but I suppose it could be going back to
Okay,
last.
so let me answer first because then Tarrin can just have his little soapbox. Because I know what that's gonna be.
Little?
Yeah. Mine I think would be Jason Lives. Was the first movie that I remember when I was little watching and just falling in love with horror movies. From there, I mean, every 80s horror movie I absolutely love, but that's my first initial remembering of watching a true horror movie was Jason Lives.
Ooh, interesting. We're gonna hold off on Mr. Tarrin because I know what's coming.
Yeah, that's going to be a long conversation, actually.
It's not even going to be a conversation. It's going to be Tarrin preaching for 20 minutes, but that's okay because we all know it's coming. If you're a friend of the channel and in the chat, which most of us are, I'm sure you know what movie it is, and if you have a guess, drop it in the chat. Let's go to Nikki. Nikki, what if you're into horror movies?
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
'cause
I've
Mama-
actually recently I've actually grown more accustomed to horror movies because like I'm not really scared of anything anymore. Like that's kind of the thing, and I just kind of view them as like really good dramas that have like horror elements to them. But like one of the things that like diverted me from horror movies is I don't like it when horror movies are sad. A lot of horror movies, like I just get a little bit. I look past the gore and I actually look at the story and I'm just like, oh, that's tragic most of the time. Like they're usually in pain and violence, and it's a horrible way to die, like in many senses. But like really, the first my introduction to like a horror movie was I saw Nightmare on Elm Street on like cable. It was the third one, and even though the third one's more of a comedy, like that kind of just scared me, and I realize now that it scared me because I was told that it should be scary. And then after that was my sister showed me The Ring. And
Ooh.
there's a scene in that movie where it flashes to somebody opening up a closet, and that's like the first jump scare of the movie. And I watched that. I'm like, nope, shut it off. Not ready for this. Thank you. And then after that was James Wan's Saw, his original Saw, and I loved Danny Glover in that movie. Michael Emerson. That was a really good detective movie. And that's when I really saw horror like for what it could be. Whereas there's these good stories in there where you can tell good stories and have horror elements. And I've said this before on these shows. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. That was terrifying to me as like as a 13-year-old in the movie theater seeing Spider-Man 2. Dr. Octopus tearing apart that entire OR room terrifying. But like I still say that was the most terrifying theater experience for me as a kid. But yeah, I won't ramble on too long. I do like horror movies. I saw the most recent Invisible Man, but I'm becoming more of a horror fan because AMC Stubs helps. I mean, they're not a sponsor, but it helps 3 a week. So I try to use those all the time.
Too bad, they can't sponsor us because, damn, I would love that.
I welcome it. Look, just sponsor us. We can use the money.
I'll still pay for the Stubs.
We really do.
Just like be a spokesperson.
What about you, Devin?
I'd say my entry into the horror genre was Hocus Pocus.
Okay. I mean, if you look at it, it is scary. I mean, and it's absolutely a horror movie when you think about it. You've got zombies, you've got creatures of the dead, and you've got witches. I mean, it's definitely you could put that there. I like that answer. Matty Boy, what you got?
It's not really much of a horror film, but Alien vs. Predator was like the first one that got me into it because that introduced me to the Alien franchise, even though the second one's more actiony and whatnot. But
we lose.
Yeah, true. So it's like
that's what this year in America.
I know.
No, it really did. Okay, then I'm gonna go next because like Chris and I both said, Tarrin's gonna talk for the next hour. For me, initially it was 1994's Brain Scan. I must have seen it because you go back and watch it now, it's really campy and it didn't really age well. But I must have seen it at the right age because we went from that to Scream to Saw. I'm a huge gore porn fan. I love blood guts. One of my top 10 favorite movies is the original Hostel, just because it's great. The guys discussed Saw recently on their channel, which I absolutely loved. It changed the game.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Chris, are you ready to just turn your headphones off for the next 10 minutes? Because I know I sure as that. Everybody in the chat, it's coming. Aaron, take it away.
Halloween Town. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I mean, so I say Cube, right? Cube was my first horror movie that I ever understood. When I was younger, like before I understood what was happening, I had seen movies like Predator or Lake Placid, but I was a really, really little kid and I didn't really understand them. But I watched y'all's video last week with Video Drew, and it made me so happy because her favorite movie was Cube. Cube is what introduced me into the horror genre. It is the Canadian version of Saw that nobody has seen, but everybody should.
I haven't seen it.
Like she said, every trope that the characters have, they're all, they all have to do with a prison. It was shot on 1.5 rooms on a set. Wasn't it shot in like 14 days or something like that, Chris?
No, it was like 20.
13.
13.
Oh, yeah, I thought
Saw,
it was
Saw
less
was
than that,
Saw was 16, I believe.
Yeah,
Saw was 16. But I mean, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Just
an MTV Movie Award winner that year. No, just dropping bombs there.
I will concede the fact that Cube on its surface is a terrible movie, but it is one of my favorite movies. Just the whole story arc of I know you haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to give away.
You know what? No, go ahead. I won't remember this tomorrow. It's fine.
You'll save them. You'll save them 90 minutes.
I can compartmentalize.
Just the whole story arc of like how the how they don't know what's going on. They don't know how why anything is going on, but they all come together as a team. There's one in there that's supposed to act as a pseudo antagonist because he's being kind of the bad guy, even though the bad guy is the forces that put them in the cube. And then you've got this disabled kid or disabled guy who goes throughout the movie, and he ends up being the big hero of the entire thing, the only one to actually survive. And it's just, I don't know. I love the whole thing. It's a really corny, cheesy.
What's his disability, if you don't mind me asking?
Honestly,
They don't really say.
You don't find it out in the first Cube. You have to watch the
You
third.
don't find it out in the third one either,
I
buddy.
mean, most
You know,
disabilities are invisible. You know what I mean? Like I'm disabled, so
well,
so like,
no. Like you find out it's not really okay. So in the third movie, you find out that it's not. He wasn't born with this disability. It was something that was actually kind of like they kind of like fried his brain, like with electroshock.
Oh, that's sad. That's really sad. So yeah, I'll ask, is Cubed like I said before, like I didn't really like sad stories. Is Cubed a sad horror movie? Like or is
No,
it...
I don't think you're going to be emotionally invested enough in the characters to think it's sad, just to be honest.
Alright.
But I will say, and Chris, I know you agree with me on this because I have video proof on Extreme Screams. The scenes where there were death scenes, they were done really well for the time.
Yeah, the death scenes were for the time. They were cool.
The opening scene to Cube, that is how you open a movie. That is how you open a movie.
Definitely, I'll give to that one. I will absolutely give him credit for that one. It is definitely a movie that will pull you in. It may not be the best, but it is still campy fun. It really is. That's the best way to describe it. If you're a fan of Saw, it is campy fun.
Now, I will say, I'm also a guy who likes the movie Rubber. So don't take my movie suggestions.
What's Rubber about?
It's about it's about a tire that rolls around and kills people.
That's
Is that
literally
true?
the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Oh my
all
god!
it is.
No. That I can't wait for that. Can we watch that
It's
tonight?
terrible, but it's great.
That's one of those watches.
That is like. It's like a C-rated movie where you watch with your buddies and you laugh the whole time because it is so.
Yes.
It's like Sharknado. Like it's so far that
like
you enjoy it.
Velocipaster?
But I also like really like effed up movies too. Like, I know Serbian film gets like a rap or whatever, but I mean,
wants to make me uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm the type of person though who like I like movies like Serbian film, you know, things like that as well. Like the really like the movies that are really going to get you, like the really disturbing ones. I mean, I'm the type of person who didn't think Serbian film was even that disturbing when I watched it.
What movie? I'm sorry.
A Serbian film. That's what it's called.
Don't
Okay.
don't go watch
You're just
it.
talking about some
Oh.
Serbian film.
No. I'm going to give a disclaimer. Do
Don't.
not watch it.
Okay.
It's not the type of movie that anyone wants to watch.
What's it about?
I don't want to say it on YouTube. I don't want to get the video
All right,
taken down.
DM me later, okay?
Yeah, we'll do.
I like to know the.
Yeah,
dirt.
I think Pink nailed it on the head. It really is. It's out there.
My imagination's running now.
Yeah, cat girl. Yeah. Going back to what Jacob said. Yeah, definitely. Yikes. All right, guys. So yeah, Nikki brought this up earlier. You guys on your channel do mini docuseries. The first one, I want to know what made you guys decide to start with Blackout out of anything, because I know you guys have done McCamey Manor. Now that's a hot button. We'll leave that aside. Because of all that crap. We'll leave that aside because I feel the same way you guys do. So we'll leave it at that. But why Blackout out of any extreme haunt, or in this case, immersive theater?
I would personally say that's just what we got the most requests for. People requesting it is kind of what gave us the idea to do the docuseries in the first place.
Yeah, that definitely. I think it's one of the better known haunts out there at its time, or immersive theater. I definitely originally went in thinking it was an extreme haunt, but after doing that docuseries, I really leaned towards immersive theater. And just, everybody wanted to know about that one. A lot of people knew about that one. It was very mainstream. The only other one at the time that I feel was really mainstream was McCamey Manor, which there ain't nothing to talk about with that. I mean,
honestly.
you know,
Yeah, because
I mean,
it's pretty self-explanatory if you've seen, what goes on in YouTube and so forth. I mean, there's a difference between an extreme haunt and being so exhausted that you can't see straight.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So what? I can even kind of piggyback off. That's why we started this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Is we wanted people to not be ripped off by certain things. We wanted people to see what real haunts were out there, and we wanted to help people go and have good experience at these haunts, because if you go to the wrong one, it could be a traumatizing experience. We wanted to make sure that everybody kind of knew ahead of time what they were getting into, and it's okay not to go and do the toughest haunt and be scared. It's not for everybody, and that's why we
do it.
We don't want to like downplay any haunt out there. What we consider, just a traditional boo haunt might be enough for somebody.
Yeah.
And if that's what gets you, scared and makes you feel like you're living on the edge, then go for it by all means. But then there's people out there that, like to skydive, like to do rock climbing, things like that, extreme sports.
Yeah, that's me. I want to do like the visceral one. Like, I'm just curious, you know what I mean? Like, I was watching your series, the Castle of Chaos, and it just like piqued my curiosity when you were talking about the different levels of like how visceral they get, how hands-on they got, and I'm just like, I just kind of like, it's weird. It's a weird thing in me that I just kind of, the boo scares, the jump scares never really did it for me, because whenever we see a movie, regardless of if it's horror, a lot of movies have jump scares, and I can always see it coming. I'm always like, 3, 2, 1.
Right.
The jump scare noise. That should have been on the soundboard for tonight, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll have you continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
And I'll also say too, like about the series that we do. Whenever we started the Blackout docuseries, we didn't plan on continue doing docuseries for other haunts. People were just asking for Blackout, like, hey, what's Blackout? We want to know more about Blackout. So we started diving into it, and we started that docuseries, and then we're like, hey, this kind of worked. Let's continue it. This is a really good way of getting information out there and kind of going forth with that goal that we wanted to do. And I actually have the trailer for our Castle of Chaos docuseries if you want to show it.
Oh,
pull it up.
Is this a premiere or is it already on the channel?
No, this came out a little while ago. This is from their trailer alone.
Sorry,
yeah, absolutely. I love this.
Looking forward to it. Oh, that was at the beginning. I saw that.
Yeah, this is an extended version of that intro, basically.
Is the audio?
Oh, did I not share my audio?
No.
My bad. Let me read.
I gotta thank Matt for exposing me to you guys, because I wouldn't have known about this without him. I'm sorry to say. Like I'm not.
Oh,
Well, we're not very big.
Glad.
A lot of people don't know about us.
Like I said, these guys I consider buddies of mine, and I told Matt about a week or two, a couple of months ago, I wanted to get them on to expose our people to them and vice versa. I mean, the Scream Squad is out in droves.
I'm excited about it. Like they're really good at what they do. You guys are really good at what you do.
Thank you.
It's very high production value, and I like it. You guys are really good at
Still
editing.
no audio. There
Still no audio?
No, it's there.
No, you're
No,
good.
it's just
Okay,
very
here's
low.
something.
It's Ew, what are they doing in his mouth?
Nothing like I expected.
Yeah. What is that?
What did you expect? It to be
Like
like
the Kool-Aid, I think.
Is that mouthwash?
It's time for some fun.
That was I have to admit, I went back and rewatched the Blackout docu recently, but I watched them out of order, so the interviews lined up, and it was great. I like I told you guys, it pisses me off every week. It was like 25 minutes long. You get into it, and then it's
That's
gone.
kind of the point. I'll bring you back next week.
No shit, right?
We're assholes.
Like it would drop, and I would get my kid to bed, and I go, okay, time for this. And then I'd watch that, and we jump over to Truthers and see who's doing Katie Silvis, which Tarrin, we're definitely going to discuss that here in a little bit because I am so stoked for you. Because Castle of Chaos is definitely on my to-do list because I live in Arizona. Utah is right there.
Well, Chris and I live on the eastern part of the United States. I live on the Ohio-Indiana border. Chris lives up near Detroit, and I mean, not in April because April's their next show, but the next time they do it after April, Chris and I are already we got our fingers itching. As soon as they announce the dates, we're booking flights. That's definitely on our to-do list as well.
Tarrin, Angela's got a little bit of words for you regarding something we just discussed.
Yeah, I'm excited for it as well. I can't wait till May 30th.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about booking it kind of close to October for my birthday. Something that most people don't know about me, but horror runs in my blood. For God's sakes, my first birthday was Friday, October the 13th. So
nice.
Obviously that makes sense. So that all right. I want to talk about something a little fun.
Is this what you want to talk about? Yep.
It really is. It really is because that's the Scream Squad in its whole. This is kind of what I'm sure we heard plenty of that. This is Exit 13 in Ohio, correct?
Michigan.
Michigan. That's right.
Michigan.
There you go. Exit 13 is what they call a level 3.5 haunt on their scale. It's not quite extreme as they put it. It's almost there. Chris, tell me about your experience because I'm itching to pull something up.
All right. Well, I will lead you there. So, this particular one is their extreme night. They only do this on Friday the 13th. So, and if this whole thing wasn't going on right now, it would actually be going, or it would have been going on last night. But with the virus, they didn't do it and whatnot. But every Friday the 13th, whether it's even in haunt season, they do this experience. And they are a touch haunt, so they are aggressively moving you and throwing you around and hitting you with chainsaws. It's a haunt that ramps it up quick. You start walking through and nothing jumps out at you at first, but when the shit hits the fan, and it is just a crazy ride the rest of the way. So we go here, and and the first room. The first room we walk into,
Tarrin's world. This is very close to Elmo.
The first room we walk into, Santa is in there, and he puts a bag on our head, and he puts me in the other room. And soon Tarrin comes to find. They take the bag off of my head. And they put it on Tarrin. And the guy tries to tickle me. Well, I'm not ticklish. It did nothing to me. Tarrin apparently is ticklish enough for both of us.
Bad.
I tell you, for 30 minutes.
Is tickling involved?
Yo, they tickled him like crazy, man. He was, and the best part is, so our hands are bound. So we can't go anywhere. We're on hooks.
Yeah, you can see the this is what they
found. I need your help finding a place in Boston for this because this sounds weird.
And so they started tickling him, and I'm dying laughing because he's squirming all over the place like a madman, getting tickled, cracking up. And so it's also open to the public who isn't doing the extreme event, and people are just walking by seeing this. And I'm like, no, you guys, you need to be a part of this. Get in line.
He's
everybody
there,
everybody just start tickling them. So as crowds are walking in, the crowd, just random people are tickling them, and he's
remember,
dying.
During this entire time, I have a pillowcase or a bag over my head, and I can't see anything.
That's
and
awesome.
Also, my hands are bound and tied to a pipe over top of our head.
Are you kidding?
So
did they hurt you at all?
No. But the way they had it. No, they were like tickling me, but it wasn't bad. Like I wouldn't say they were gentle by any stretch of the imagination. But
By
they
Tier's
didn't hurt.
reaction, it definitely was not hurting him.
Like there were times like where I was laughing so hard though, like I was hanging like by my wrists and my feet were off the ground though. Like I was laughing so hard.
You would do that?
Yeah.
Oh God, we gotta find one of these in Boston because I would do it just for the bit.
Actually, where what? Oh no, that's in Pittsburgh. Shit.
And they actually closed.
Yeah, they're closed now.
The last one was yesterday.
Oh,
We're talking about the basement
that's
for anybody
right.
watching that doesn't understand. The one in Pittsburgh was the basement. Chris and I went to that as well, and they are now closed. The last one was yesterday. We don't know if they're even going to be coming back. They did an interview with us saying that they were going to be back during the haunt season, but their Facebook posts tend to lead us otherwise.
I think.
Well, okay. So, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay.
Awkward silence.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
Yeah, no kidding. I thought I was like waiting for them to talk.
I love that one. We're still just.
Yeah,
not-
Nikki
I'm gonna
is the
take a
man.
drink of my-
So okay. Corona. So it sounds like you guys had a good time. So you would rank this about a 3.5, you said, right?
On our old scale. Yes.
How many levels are there?
Okay.
There were 4 in our old system.
Wow.
But like I said, tomorrow we are going to be releasing our brand new system. It's not going to be a tier system anymore because tier systems kind of make it sound like it's a ranking system, and that's not what we're trying to do by any stretch of the imagination. So we're changing it to more of a category system. And instead of having 4 tiers, we're going to have 6 categories. So tune into Extreme Screams tomorrow to find out more on our category system. But I will say the Natas experience at Exit 13 in Mount Morris, Michigan, hit right around a 4 on our category system.
Okay. But yeah, it looked like you guys had a hell of a time. I remember watching your guys' lives through it. Like I said, guys, look up the Extremes. They do all kind of craziness in there. Their weekly shows are, if you want a good laugh and you want to see Tarrin and Kris go back and forth, you absolutely need to check out their Tuesday night screams. Tarrin does something that I really like because I play around in this too. He does dark web investigations. I'm still a little curious about to find out if you actually found a real red room or if it was
I
just...
can talk about that a little bit if you want.
Like Black Widow?
Well, not exactly, but
so red rooms on the deep web. I will say they are a myth. They are a myth just simply because of the nature of the deep web. So for anyone that doesn't know how the deep web actually works, it runs through the Tor relay. And the way the Tor relay works is the way it masks your IP address is, say I'm running Tor, it'll bounce my IP off of another computer that's running Tor that will then bounce it off another computer that's running Tor that will then bounce it to another computer that's running Tor that will then bounce it back to me. That's how it masks your IP. So your internet traffic is going through several different computers before it even gets to you. So
You're speaking my language.
Yes. So with how slow the Tor relay runs, it is near impossible, if not impossible, even on a gigabit Ethernet connection, to be able to run a full live stream on the deep web. So that's why, in my opinion, red rooms on the deep web are a myth. If you were to find something like a red room, in my opinion, it would be more on the clear web, which is the regular internet.
So what are red rooms?
Red rooms are basically a place where, as myth goes, or as legend goes, I guess you should say. Basically, red rooms are a place where people get kidnapped, tortured, and killed live on camera for people to pay and watch.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I don't believe that they are real, simply because of the statements that I've said before. Yeah, so like I said before, that's why I don't believe they're real, is because of the way the Tor relay works. Basically, in my opinion, the deep web is more for things like conspiracy theorists, cult members, whistleblowers, journalists.
It might not be the
trolls.
actual live though. Like, what if it was like already a video that they had and they
See
just
they,
broadcast it
that
live?
that see well, like I said, if they're broadcasting it a pre-recorded video, they couldn't broadcast it live.
Yeah.
Now you can find people like getting tortured and killed on the deep web, like pre-recorded, uploaded content, but you can find that on the real web as well, like the clear web.
It's like Saddam Hussein's like caning. Like
Now, I do want to say that is not the type of stuff on the deep web that I promote on Extreme Streams.
No.
That is not the type of stuff that I want to promote. Basically, what I do on the deep web is I find the fun stuff. Like one time I found a Sonic and Tails fan game and I played it. One time I find a lot of conspiracy stuff. As a matter of fact, I want to show one video that I found if I can find it, and it was hilarious. And this will kind of show you the type of content that I show on the deep web if I can find it here real quick.
Now this is pod racing.
Okay, that wasn't actually me.
That was me.
Okay, I literally thought I just accidentally hit
You
that.
mean like
No,
you're-
that wasn't me. Maddie, was that you?
Yeah, that was me. I was
That was you? Matt,
holding
oh.
my phone on one of my tits for the longest time, waiting for somebody to be quiet so I can play. Now this is pod
I have a
racing.
poster in my other studio room that's it's the Star Wars Episode 1, the Phantom Menace poster, and it's the young Anakin with the shadow of Vader.
Oh,
It's
that's
like the
good.
greatest poster of all time. I remember seeing that when I was a kid and just being like, oh my god, Darth Vader was like a kid once. Like,
So this is the type of stuff that I like to show on the deep web. This
I've
is Deep
seen
Web
this
episode 5.
popcorn?
This is Deep Web episode 5, and this is our Deep Web video of the week for that week.
Okay, so we're here with our Deep Web video of the week. Looks like this one is about 55 seconds long. I figured I could keep my camera on for this one. Usually I will shut my camera off, show the video, and then I'll turn my camera back on. But with this one being a vertical view video, might as well go ahead and watch it with the camera on so you can see my reaction to it. I obviously have not seen this video yet. I do not know what it is. I do not know what is in that barrel that guy is holding. It looks like just from
You can hear I said it
here,
looks like
but
marijuana.
let's go ahead and
I
watch
didn't
it
want to say
and
definitively.
see what it is.
What we haters to say, I'm wasting weed. Let's get it.
I love this so much.
I love how you're hitting your vape at the same time.
Right?
Burn it.
I do not own the rights to this music, by the way. Oh my god.
Oh, damn. Damn.
But that's basically what we do on the deep web.
And find entire Sonic video games.
Yes, yes.
It's a
That
great
was
game.
fun as well.
I have a funny
As
story
you,
about
you can tell, I do watch their stuff.
I
It's
do
like,
want to
as
give
you
a
can
shout
tell,
out.
I obviously watch their stuff.
I want to give a shout out as well. I see Moonwater in the comments. What's up, twin? How's it going? That's my twin.
Yep, she just popped in a few minutes ago. Give it a minute. You know, everything's running a little slow. We blame the virus. What's up, Moonwater?
Anyways, but yeah, so we do a lot of stuff like
So,
that.
okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Watching your reaction to things. Like you guys, when you came out of, yes, Moon, definitely Tarrin has the corona. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
This is where the fun begins.
Because I'd like to keep this video up.
It's okay. I have this. So if YouTube watches,
would-
they will know.
By like,
What is YouTube taking down videos?
Yeah, they are.
If you mention the bad word
Really?
Oh, you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry if I've mentioned that a couple times on today's
No,
show.
you didn't. You didn't.
Look, after seeing that deep web video, I think if anything's going to take this down, it'd probably be that more than mentioning the virus.
We got taken down the other day for playing a puppet
No.
video.
Yeah, we did. We got taken down the other day for playing DHMIS.
And Matt
That's-
froze.
He's gone. Does he have Rhett's beard syndrome?
Oh my God, he does. fear the beard.
Fear the beard. Is Rhett nearby?
Well, we got flagged last week because
He said a
My
thing.
mouse just died.
We don't know what you said, Matt.
No idea.
I sent him a link, popped in and shut the shit with them.
So yeah, I like the sound bites in there.
Yeah, I love it.
So are we talking coronavirus, or are we staying?
Oh, there
away?
we go. We're taking down. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, the Corona beer. I'm sorry, Corona beer.
No, we were mostly just talking about how Matt's frozen. Or Matty, he's
frozen in time.
And it has to be the beard. Every person that we know that has a beard freezes up feeds. It happens.
It happens. It is what it is. It's called Rhett beard syndrome.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, look up Catus Silvus.
Are you pro beard, Matt, or are you against beard?
I can't grow one, so I feel like I'm not educated enough to answer.
I'm with you. I can't grow one, and my face just looks dirty if I tried. So I'm just not going to do it. And you can't stop me.
Like I can grow a stash, but then it looks like a Hitler stash, and then I get a lot of people upset at me. I'm not going to do that. So
that's alarming.
It is. I'm kind of afraid, and that's all I can really grow.
I mean, oh, never mind.
What were you going to say, Taryn?
I was going to say a Hitler stash might not be quite as bad as the joke that I told the other day.
My dad, when I had my third spinal surgery, my dad took a picture of me in the hospital, and like I was in bed for 2 days, so like I couldn't shave, and he like took a picture. There's like that one picture that exists of me because I'm obsessed. That's one of those things I'm just obsessive about. And then like I saw him taking the picture, so I like, just flipped him off so that he could show it to like anybody else. Like, no, I need to look a certain way for the camera.
That's funny.
Oh, look,
2
Matt's
cents
back.
for the camera.
You know what that means?
It's Corona time. It's Corona time right now. It's Corona time.
I'm confused.
Corona time.
So Taryn, what you're going to Silvus, man? I don't know if these guys know what Catus Silvus is.
Do you? Yeah, Nikki, Devin, and Matt. Do you guys know what Catus Silvus is?
I don't.
I don't. I'm unfamiliar.
Catus Silvus is an extreme haunt. Should I bring up some of their YouTube stuff to kind of show what they do?
Why not?
All right, so I'll bring up. I'm gonna look for them. Oh, and you'll get to meet Rhett. His beard.
We'll do some.
Beards are for homeless people. And Jesus.
Which video should I show?
I'll do
show.
So I hear
I'll
you
show
guys.
while I'm
While Taryn's looking for that, I hear you guys make those helmets, huh?
Yeah, we made these ourselves. It's we do 3D printing. That's with the flags covering up. It's all behind there.
Okay.
And these printers are incredibly hard to maintain. So I'm trying to make more. Earlier today, I had an idea for coronavirus masks. So I was doing Winter Soldier, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. And I need more filament. I need more of the plastic. So
how long does it take for one of those printers to print out that mask?
So that took 2 days.
Nice.
That one took 2 days, and then painting it, getting the visor. That took a little while longer because I needed the materials and stuff. I needed to find like the right way to do it. You kind of got to experiment until you get it right. But as far as those go, I think I've got it to the point where I can, like, if I want to make one of those, I can make one of those. He has a Nova helmet as well. That's pretty cool. And I had a Captain America one that I never actually like fully painted. But I'm gonna use it for something because it was before I actually like calibrated the printer. But we can print all kinds of stuff. Like we have the full chest plates and stuff. We just need to get the undersuit this week, and hopefully by next week's show we'll have the full Mandalorian suits on.
Well, hell yeah, nice.
That's awesome. Man. So yeah, so this is Lala's Torment from Cadus Silvis.
Graphic content. Am I open up for this?
You changed the finder. There's more report.
All right, I'm already scared.
Put your hands down and look at
me.
Family cannot wait to meet.
Give it a good lick, child.
You can come hang with us.
Stopping that guy?
It's only a short drop into a sudden stop. He said keep drinking!
You messed up my shots!
By the way, that's Rhett.
That's Red. The beard part of the character, because no offense to anybody with a beard.
So that is Cadus Silvis.
Wow.
That is where I am going May 30th of this year.
Good luck.
What does a guy like that do in his free time? Is that his job? Like he gets money for that?
People that run it?
The people that run it, it does cost money to go through, but right now they're not making any money off the haunt. They're not taking a salary from it.
Non-profit for your organization.
Well, they're kind of taking it and putting it back into their organization right now.
Nice. Yeah.
So they all have day jobs, things like that.
They have a Patreon?
I don't know if they have a Patreon.
I don't think they got a Patreon.
I know they have a PayPal.
They also have the shirts that they're selling.
The shirts they sell, yeah.
Yeah, they do sell merch and things like that as well. But so I'm excited to go through that.
Yeah, that looks visceral.
Yeah, and Tarrin, what is it? Every 2 weeks,
and we see
roughly every 2 weeks they have a tour,
and we do the panels.
And yes, we do the panels. So like, if y'all are a fan of sports at all, son of a gun. Hold on a second.
Still sore subject.
You spilt your Corona, didn't you?
No, I dropped my cigarette on my finger and burnt myself.
Tarrin just he just took up smoking this week, so he's new.
It wasn't just this week, but anyways.
I'm not trying to shame anybody. My dad smokes all the time.
What happened was if y'all are a fan of sports, right, and y'all ever watch things like Sports Center or like College Game Day, right? So we kind of do a panel like that every time Cadus Silvis has a tour. It's not on Extreme Screams. It's not on our YouTube, but it's on the Truthers YouTube. And I think it's also dual casted on the Cadus Silvis YouTube. And we're just on those videos. So we're like commentators. So whenever they show live videos or whatever of what's going on, we kind of commentate over it, kind of talk a little bit about what they're doing and a little bit about how they're doing it. We don't want to give away a lot of the details, but Chris and I have seen a lot of stuff, which is I'm not trying to talk shit by any means if Cadus Silvis is watching this video, but which is one of the reasons why I'm really excited to go through. Myself and Chris, we both know a lot about extreme haunts and how they do what they do in a lot of things. There's a lot of times where they're showing live feeds and I kind of see what they're doing and how they're doing it. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do to me that's going to like change something up, to make it to where something I'm not expecting to get me to a point to where like even I myself, like haunts, they extreme haunts, they still get to me, even though I know what they're doing. But I want to see if Cadus Silvis can do something that I don't know how they're going to keep it safe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm really excited to see.
So
even though I know it's going to be
to kill you.
No, not exactly. Like, I want to everything that Cadus Silvis does is safe. They've tested everything on themselves, but a lot of times when I'm watching the videos, I see how they keep it safe, right? Even if like the general audience who isn't as into extreme haunts as myself or Chris, even if they don't normally see it, I see how they keep things safe. So I'm interested to see on if they can like switch it up to a point to where it's still gonna be safe, but I won't know how they're doing it safely, you know? So in my own mind, hey, maybe this isn't safe. Like that's kind of the point of an extreme haunt, is to kind of get you out of your own head, to make you like feel like, hey, are they actually snapping on me? Am I actually going to die at this thing? That's kind of the point of an extreme haunt, is to get you to that level of fear.
Yeah, like the one I was talking about earlier out here with the family. They do this at this massive mansion they have. They took me. Now I'm 6'8" and pushing 300 pounds. I'm a big guy, so let's keep that in mind. They made it felt like, now I know I was safe, that I was bound by my feet, hands over my head, and my feet upward. Now it was kind of like those, those back stretch things where you rock back and forth, but they took it and then they had this bag over my head and lightly poured water, and to the point that I wasn't sure if my head was going to explode or I wasn't going to breathe. So yeah, you're safe, but the point of, am I going to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get those.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's definitely what those will do.
Can I ask the question?
They're gone.
Chris?
They're gone. He's gone.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask the question. I just wanted to ask. I want to know which one he's talking about. I really do. I'm still curious to that.
I think it's ambiguous. I think it's just whoever he gets a rise out of.
Right.
That guy, he follows us
everywhere we go. Like he's like our biggest fan.
Is that
like?
I was gonna add that I've seen him around before, and I took care of it. So, and everybody's gone.
we I mean,
like you guys. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Chris and I think we know who it is, but we're not gonna say who we think it is.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
But we think we know who it is, and it's that guy.
Yeah, Maddie would know just because of our past history with the type of people that we deal with is insane. Like we get some real weirdos that will message us. I mean, I can't even tell you how many death threats that I had.
Myself even. Yeah, Chris and I have both gotten several death threats, like even outside of like the extreme haunt stuff. Like people who don't like extreme haunts will come after Chris and I.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I got one that said like, I hope you're sitting on the couch with your little sister when I break into your home and like murder your family. Like
Jesus Christ.
Like people are so insane. And the thing that they fail to recognize is I'm redneck as they come. Like I'm from West Virginia. I own guns.
Like, I mean, I'm from a redneck area too. I mean, there's so much meth around where I'm at, though.
Guys, that's
crazy.
important. I was listening the whole time. I was just off screen fighting my doppelganger. This is his hat. He's dead. Okay, but
well, then you handled it. You're good now.
One of us was evil. One of us was the good one, and
So which
I
one
won.
came back?
Good. So I have a question. Which one are you, the good one or the evil one? Now I'm kind of curious. You just said you had a doppelganger that you were fighting off, and one was good, one was bad.
What?
I think we got our answer.
Of course, as soon as the guy said that, somebody else in a random chat goes, "It's me." It's like, it's like what?
So yeah, man.
So what do you guys think of the sound bites? Is there any sound bites that I want to take requests?
I don't know if I know any soundbite titles to.
What's your favorite line for? Let's go from there.
It's free real estate.
I don't even
That one.
So, like, what's your favorite line all time from a movie?
I don't even know, man. That's a tough question.
That is a tough question. You
I
got to
guess-
do Kaiser Sose. Kaiser Sose.
Oh.
You got to have that soundbite.
Yeah, but
But you got to go with the classic. You got to go with the new Bernie Sanders one.
And once again, asking
God.
for your financial support.
Did you see how I just deflated? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I
I
did.
mean, I'm from Boston, so we deflate things around here, and I was just
Yeah, yeah.
deflated by that beer. I have no time for like any of it. Like I just the way the news cycle works.
Or you could
It's
do
all-
this one.
I like
Uh,
doing
like-
this because I get to unplug from reality and just get to hang out with people. Devin needs to stop showing me up with these costumes. I have no idea what he's doing. But like every time he has one costume on and then he takes it off, and he has another costume
Yeah.
on. And these are just all my hand-me-downs, like stuff that I'm like slightly too thick
Is
to
that
fit in.
X-Men?
What'd you say, Matt?
Oh, I was asking if there was X-Men that you're wearing.
That is actually Vibe from the Flash CW TV series.
Okay. I
He
haven't seen
controls
that.
vibrational frequencies. He opens up portals, and then he gives up his powers to be with an awful new character.
Oh, okay. What was the last costume?
So last week he was Scotty
I mean,
from
the one that took off.
Oh
was
no,
Captain Cold.
yeah, that one was Captain Cold, also from the
With the
same
jacket.
television show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the goggles were with the little
Got
slits.
you.
Yeah, that was the Crisis on Earth X Captain Cold. It was Earth X Captain Cold. He was a general in like the Resistance Army there. He married the Ray. All kinds of, yeah. So that, he had a cold gun too, which he didn't train.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Yeah. So we like making costumes and props over here. Right now, we're just kind of doing it for fun, but who knows? Who knows where it'll go?
There's money in it, man. I mean, those
I
are
know
some
there
good
is.
costumes.
My problem is like some days I'm really like able to do it, and some days I'm just like I need to like just take a break.
Right.
And he has a Flash T-shirt on underneath it.
So that's the third wardrobe change in
Yeah,
our
and
in our hour-long episode.
So,
live. Like they've done it right there.
because he's spoiled. That's why.
That's awesome.
I think we need to.
Okay, this is the way. Okay, well,
Just cause. It really is.
I'm gonna have to
I
give you
take
anybody.
room, so hopefully that'll work.
I'm
I
gonna have to
do.
get you all window helmets.
This is the way.
Send your head sizes to me.
Yeah, I changed rooms, so hopefully.
Maddie, are you reporting from Camino? You're breaking up a little bit.
That's what happened for.
Attack the bounty hunter, Django Fett! I've
This is
stolen
Maddie.
his helmet and painted it red! You need to come here now and see the weather. I'm Ewan McGregor.
This is Maddie live from Rhett's Beard.
Well, that's what happens in my state when it rains for 5 days. Everything goes to shit.
I got something, Maddie. So Devin's off school for like weeks, but it's still open around me. So me and my father yesterday went and saw Vin Diesel Bloodshot. Vin Diesel's not afraid of the coronavirus, and neither am I. So we went and we saw Bloodshot. Devin was asleep. So he didn't get to go. So you know what I mean? You snooze, you lose, and he lost Bloodshot. And I liked Bloodshot.
Was it any good? I was going to ask, was it any good?
Well, I would say it's a crappy action movie, but
Oh,
I love
man.
crappy action movies. It feels like if you like Triple X, if you like the early Fast and Furious movies, basically anything Vin Diesel did action-wise in the early 2000s, it's
Mhm.
like that. It's a very generic Marvel movie. I was comparing it earlier today. I said it's like there's Pop-Tarts at the grocery store, and then there's the generic versions of the Pop-Tarts, and those ones are just as good. And then there's like the generic versions of like the Kellogg's Special K bars, and those aren't as good as the real ones. Bloodshot was like that, but like those generic bars, I still liked it. Because, I mean, as long as there's a good action, as long as I like the actors, as long as the visual effects aren't like comically bad, even when they are, that kind of sometimes adds an element to it. But it felt like an early 2000s action movie. If this movie came out
It's not a bad thing.
years ago, it would have been revolutionary. But it came out now. I don't think it'll get a sequel, but it was worth going. Like I said, I have the stubs, 3 movies a week. And I don't know when I'm going to get to another movie because I don't even know if the theater's still open at this point. But hopefully we can see more next week. Not a lot is coming out. They canceled a lot of movies. I know that kind of ties into some stuff that we do with the trivia and the debates. What do you guys think of that about pushing back movies? Do you think it's like wise decision making or financially?
If they were smart, they would get the studios would get with like Fandango, you know, an on-demand service, and charge $30, you know, $30 for a movie, and let people stream it. They would make a killing right now.
Wise. It's wise. And hopefully Bob Iger is watching in his new position, because apparently his new position, he's going to be focusing exclusively mostly on Disney Plus, because he's still has years on his contract, but isn't the CEO anymore.
Right.
So he's focusing on Disney Plus. And I know Disney is really good at scrubbing the internet. That's actually how they got some voice actors for Toy Story. So I really hope that Disney's watching, because me and Devin would love to get into voice acting, and we'd love to get paychecks from Disney. So if Disney's watching.
This is like this would be a scene from their first movie. As soon as they go on screen, you know, Nikki would just go,
"Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker."
Now,
so you guys do like voice acting and voice impersonations then?
I do a little bit of voice acting on the side. It's mostly for indie stuff, but like I've got a few things out there.
That's cool. I love doing impersonations. Like I do them as much as I possibly can.
Yeah,
but to go back to the
I love Jar Jar Binks.
I want to hear your Jar Jar, because I don't want to show you up. So your Jar Jar first.
Okay. Mr. Jar Jar Binks, Mr. Happy to see you, Mr. Love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's impressive.
Nikki, destroy him.
I want to hear this one now. He's taking a drink. This is getting serious.
Oh no, he's really good. It's really impressive.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Mr. propose that we grant emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor. And then Mr. ruin the Republic, Mr. be banished again, Mr. banished. And then Mr. Stinky in the poopy. And then Mr. die from an airborne pathogen.
Yes, I love it. Can you do like can you do Mickey Mouse?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Gee, that's swell.
Hi there, everybody. My name's Mickey.
Hey, why don't you come over anymore?
Sir?
Has Goofy been spending too much time with you?
Sir? Little. Stitch.
Oh no! A mouse and a dog.
You don't want to bring Stitch in this, because I will destroy you.
I love the story that Nikki's going with here. I'm very involved in this story.
It's like don't spend time with me.
It's like Nikki's going.
So my brother and I perfect Elmo. Maybe we can get him on the show if he's not too busy feeding the kid and stuff.
I think Matt needs to chime in on this one. His
I do a
Mr.
few.
impressions down
I
there.
do a few. I can do Goofy singing "Hello" by Adele, and just Goofy in general. It's just like "Hello from the other side." It's something like that. It's simple. And
That was like, great. Holy shit! I do it get Shaggy too.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey there, Mickey. Why did you kill him?" That whole thing.
Holy cow! That was great. I am impressed with that.
With what?
Oh, by the way, we do allow swearing. I should have said that beforehand. This is an R-rated show, so you don't have to PG it. We're good on that.
I would never say fuck.
Oh,
I'd never say fuck. I never fucking.
Mickey, why are you grabbing my dick?
How could you fucking say that? I never say fuck. So speaking of fuck, Star Trek Discovery. Anybody or Discovery Picard? Anybody like Star Trek in here? Or is it just me and the nerd over here?
I like Star Trek. I'm kind of curious on how that intertwines into speaking of fuck, though.
Have you seen Picard?
Yes.
And Discovery.
Mm.
So I don't have a problem with them using foul language in Star Trek. One example I keep using is in Star Trek Generations. Data has his emotional chip, and he says, "Oh shit!" when they're about to crash, and
Oh, shit.
that was earned. That was fair. I feel like the use in Discovery and Picard is a little bit gratuitous because it's like they're saying like two instances of like, "Oh my god, isn't this just so fucking cool?" And another instance is like just sheer fucking hubris, and it was just out of nowhere, and it was like Admiral Clancy, and then this past week Admiral Clancy said "fuck again." Spoiler alert: they said "fuck again," and then the blonde character Girardi, she said "fuck."
Girardi.
And my problem with it is that I'm okay with them swearing in Star Trek as long as the dialogue's good, as long as the script's good. I feel like every time they've used it, they've just used it to go, "Ooh, look what we can do. We're rated TVMA. This is Jean-Luc Picard. This is the most family-friendly man in the universe, and we have a TVMA show." I don't even think the violence. I like the violence. I got to be honest. That 7 of 9 is kicking so much ass on that
Literally
show.
killing it.
I didn't think that I would be able to be more in love with 7 of 9, but I am, and it's just one of those things. I'm glad it's rated TVMA, but it's one of those things I don't think it has to. But I don't think that parents are like shielding their kids from this because it's Star Trek. And I always say this about like Deadpool. A lot of kids will watch Deadpool. Deadpool is a hard R, and the things that he's saying are hardcore, mature stuff. But the way he's doing it is very innocent. He doesn't mean any hostile intent by anything that he says. That's what I always say. Like, if my mom can see it and it's a crude movie, then they used it in a good way. Because my mom was there opening Thursday night for both Deadpool movies, and I never thought I'd be able to like say that because she always told me you can't be crude, rude, or socially unacceptable. I was raised very Catholic, and the fact that she actually loves movies, it's just
She wouldn't
amazing.
like me.
Because there's like there's strap-on jokes in those movies, and
Right.
there's
Happy International Women's Day.
oh god, yeah, International Women's Day last week. She understood that, so that just bothers me and it boggles my mind. But that's what I say about things that are rated R. You can have something that's rated R and still be family friendly, just like you can have something be PG-13 and be borderline R if there was a drop of blood. Because they always say like. The Dark Knight and like Revenge of the Sith, if there was a single like drop of blood, like showing blood dripping, oozing from a wound and stuff like that, those movies would have been rated R. Just because you see a man burned alive in Revenge of the Sith. You see that scene with Michael Jai White where the Joker's "let's put a smile on that face." You don't see what it does to him, but it's still terrifying. So what do you guys think of that about horror being PG-13 or R?
I hate it.
I don't think horror should ever be PG-13. Ever.
You like the gore. You said that before. You're in it for the gore.
Yeah, I will avoid a movie if it's PG-13.
Really?
And it's like for example, Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
PG-13 or R, I didn't even know.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Fantasy Island is PG-13. I didn't realize it was a Fantasy Island remake until the end of the movie.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it, so don't spoil it for me.
Well, you can go ahead and spoil it for me. I'm not going to watch it because
and then, one of the guys' tattoo from the original series. And it made so much sense to me because Michael Pena in that movie is doing this ridiculous Ricardo Montalban accent. The accent was an accident. And
it just didn't work.
5 times. Why is he doing an accent? And then at the end of it, it finally like made sense to me. I'm like, oh, this is Fantasy Island. He's trying to be Khan.
It's called Fantasy Island. How could you miss that?
I didn't.
It just didn't work. Well, no, it just didn't work. Like the movie, it was a totally different aspect of the movie. Like they took the thought of it and changed it, but they didn't change it in a good way.
My dad would have hated it.
I mean,
take my dad to see it because he loves Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know that was based on the TV series like me. And again, that was Devin's choice that day. My choice was Bad Boys 3. So we saw Bad Boys 3 and then we saw that. So
Bad Boys 3 is so good. If you like Bad Boys movies, it's great.
It's the same plot as Gemini Man.
Yeah. Now to put it this way, I had a choice between Fantasy Island to see on Valentine's Day or Sonic, and I chose Sonic, so that says something.
Well, here's
not
my
bad.
thing.
It's pretty decent.
I'm glad you brought up Sonic because here's my thing. Even if Sonic was the worst movie ever put on the big screen, I still would go support that movie because finally a big corporation listened to its fans and they did something in a movie.
So I did.
I did. I didn't watch it, but I bought a ticket, so they thought I watched it. So I supported it. I didn't say you got to go watch it. I just say you go support it. I bought a ticket.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I could have saw that or Fantasy Island.
Jim Carrey.
I'll go see Sonic instead.
Like Jim
Carrey was on. Like that
was great in it.
Yeah,
that was straight up vintage.
Like running away behind him.
Right.
Craziness.
Oh yeah, but I do think there are certain movies for the PG-13 horror thing. It kind of works as like Insidious. I thought it worked with the first Insidious.
Yes.
It's few, but there are exceptions to it. Like if The Conjuring was PG-13, I mean, I probably would still liked it about as much as I did.
Those are good.
It just depends.
I would say Insidious is probably one of my favorite horror movies, and I completely forgot that was PG-13. But that is why I did not see it in theaters.
Right.
Blood is the biggest thing when it comes to like R. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Right.
Yeah.
But it just depends how it's used, I think.
And my
I
thing
think
about,
there could be.
Go ahead,
I think
Matt.
there could be certain ways that PG-13 horror movies work.
Yeah.
Kind of like the part in like Aquaman where they're being attacked by the creatures from the oh fuck, what's it called?
Trench.
Nikki, what's it called?
The Trench.
The creatures.
They're making
Where
a
are they
spin-off
from?
of Trench.
In Aquaman.
Right. Because I mean, I'm at the point right now.
The Trench.
Yeah.
The Trench, that's right.
But I'm at the point that if James Wan was directing a PG-13 horror film, I would trust in him that he would make
so
it.
good.
It can work.
It just depends who's making the movie too.
Absolutely. Like Sam Raimi, that's one of those guys. You guys might not like the PG-13, but they say, like Kevin Feige says, it's going to be PG-13. You're going to like it in regards to Doctor Strange. And I believe him because that was I know it's kind of ridiculous. I'm dating myself a little bit, but Spider-Man 2, sitting in that movie theater, and even Spider-Man 1, I was scared. Like, I was scared of those movies. Not so much in Spider-Man 3, even though emo Peter Parker is my favorite Peter Parker. Just 'cause he's hilarious. And I am emo Peter Parker, so I like that. But the first two Spider-Man movies, where the lady's scratching like the floor, like she's getting dragged by Dr. Octopus, and she's scratching it. That's terrifying. And it's one of those things. If there was a drop of blood in that scene, that movie's rated R. Blood, language, and sex. Like those are the three things that affect an R rating.
Here's my thing about PG-13 horror movies. Like Matt Beer said, every once in a while you get one that's good. You got your Insidious. You've got your Ring. The Ring is PG-13.
Ring. I forgot that too.
You've got your Haunting in Connecticut. It's PG-13. The Grudge. It's PG-13 every once in a while, but then you get other movies. Like if you look here, you've got Ouija. Ouija was a terrible movie.
Yeah.
You've got Split. That's a great movie, but I don't consider it a horror movie. It's PG-13. These are all PG-13 horror movies.
Oh, sorry. I didn't.
You got
Sorry.
Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. They're not bad, but they're not really good horror movies. You got Escape Room. Escape Room was terrible.
What? I loved Escape Room.
I like the.
You just loved Escape Room because you love escape rooms, but if you break it down to a movie, it's a terrible movie.
It was one of my favorite movies.
I've never been to Escape Room.
You got
Ring 2 is one that scared me.
Red Riding Hood was it wasn't scary. My thing, the difference between like you can have a PG-13 horror movie that's a really good movie, and you'll sometimes get some that are scary. But generally, PG-13 horror movies, while they may be good movies, they're not scary.
Yeah,
I agree.
It can't be just jump scares.
Right, and that's what a lot of them rely on because they know you can get like the 12-year-old teenage girls into the movie because they can't get into the R-rated one yet, and they know that works. And
I think
really
that's also why I won't go to the shows because I cannot stand people talking in a movie when I'm in it. And if I go see a PG-13 horror movie, that's all it is a bunch of young girls talking through the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. Now, I think A Quiet Place is another one that works too.
Yes,
but,
Quiet Place is excellent.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space was also PG-13. Just want to throw that out there.
And Jaws was PG. I know it was a different time, but Jaws.
Oh, PG horror films are the best.
Ever, PG.
Don't hug me, I'm scared.
Yes.
Dude, okay, have you guys seen that? Have they seen it? Have you guys seen the show Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
Oh yeah.
I've never heard of it.
I've seen
I'm sorry.
I've seen a bunch of them.
I don't mean to be ignorant, but
I haven't seen all.
You're good.
It's a nice family. It's a nice family video to watch.
I love them so much.
I did not time ago that I saw the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" things. All I remember is that the red guy's name was Harry. Other than that, just the green is not a creative color. What?
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to talk about how I got you into DHMIS?
No, you didn't get me into it at all.
Oh, how I introduced
about
you
it.
to it.
Yes.
How I
that's
introduced you to it, I should say.
That's fine.
I should tell the story. Yeah, we've already talked about that, Matt. Do you
I
wanna
know.
talk
I know.
about how I introduced you to it, that story. The way you tell it is hilarious.
Am I telling it then?
Yeah, you're telling it.
So we went to Pittsburgh a few weeks ago to go to this immersive theater called The Basement. And afterwards, we decided to have some drinks and all that. And I mean, realistically, in our head, we were like, well, it's only a 4-hour drive, right? But we didn't put into account, like, okay, went to the bar, then we had to sober up. And then we're in Pittsburgh, and we got to make it back to Michigan. And so we're headed back, and it's now 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Trying to fall asleep. And Tarrin looks at me and goes, hey, let's watch a video. I'm like, dude, you're driving. Like, what do you mean? Well, let's watch a video.
Disclaimer. I have a mount on my window that holds your phone.
Yeah, that makes it better.
Doesn't make it okay, man.
Yeah. So he decides that at like 2:33 in the morning that
There's
we're going
nobody
to,
else on the road, by the way.
We're going to introduce to Kris to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And mind you, I'm so freaking tired. I'm half asleep. I'm a little bit drunk still. And he's playing this video, and I'm just watching it like, what the fuck do you have me watching, man? Like, I did not understand any of it.
I would show it, but it'll get your stream taken down. As Kris and I well know.
Yeah, apparently you get shut down on YouTube when you play.
We were trying to show it so that we could talk about it and break it down. It was last week, and it was this past week actually.
It was like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and it got our video was like taken down. And
it's very easy to get flagged, and like I said with the R ratings, like it's blood, sex, and language. With the YouTube flags, it's music. It's always for the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or
like last week. Like last week.
Kris and I got a copyright claim one time for.
Ryan played a trivia contest once or debate.
we here at Extreme Screams do. No,
we don't. No, we don't.
I'm just kidding. We do not. Tarrin is just an idiot. Tarrin is just an idiot. Don't do as we say, not as we do.
Don't forget, Be Kind Rewind.
Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Kris and I one time we got a copyright claim on one of our videos for music that we owned the copyright to.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. So we had to show our ownership of the music.
That's fucking ridiculous. We got flagged last week because Video Drew played one of her own videos with her own music attached to it. They were trying to get us because it said
music. Video killed the radio star.
Video killed the radio star. That's what it was.
It was that little snippet of it, and they got it, and like
I got claimed on my YouTube channel one time, my personal YouTube channel, not Extreme Screams, because I posted music that I made the beat to, I wrote the lyrics to, I recorded, and I uploaded to iTunes. Like, my personal YouTube channel got a copyright claim because I posted music that I had 100% made myself because I had copyright.
And you sell it? Like it's copyrighted? You're like
like it's on iTunes and Spotify.
What kind of music?
I do rap music.
Rap music. Devin loves rap music.
Oh, you should rap Godzilla.
Being sarcastic.
I can't rap Godzilla yet, but I can do Rap God.
But I think maybe if we play him some of your music, he'll
He
grow
said
to it.
good for you.
But I'm gonna play some because I keep telling them there's some good rap music out there. Like a few weeks ago at the Oscars, Eminem did "Lose
Well,
Yourself" live.
If you're looking for good rap music, don't listen to mine. I'm just gonna be honest. Mine's not great.
Is it like gangster rap or is it like comedic rap?
It's like country rap.
No,
Country rap.
I have one country rap song, but
I was joking. I didn't know that.
I will actually show you. I have one country rap song. No joke. It is hilarious. It's terrible. I kind of made it as a joke, but it is hilarious. I'm gonna play it now just because Chris said that.
We're gonna get flagged.
By you.
You have 5 seconds.
That's on you, we said.
Here's the thing. I, Tarrin Neal, made this music, and I, Tarrin Neal, give TMG Entertainment rights to show this on their YouTube channel.
You know YouTube ain't listening to you.
They're not listening.
They go.
Well, here's the thing. If you get a copyright claim, let me know, and I will send a letter, and I will prove to YouTube that I made this.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
This is terrible.
Talking over it also helps if there's like instrument.
Sure.
Yeah, this is honestly really is terrible.
I don't think I can.
Oh, and by the way, they all have like Christian undertones to the songs.
Oh.
The picture could never tell.
Right?
I thought it was Satanist video for a second. Satanist rap song. Devil's on my dog's licking himself.
Why is it every time I try to do all of this my way, I just end up messing up and I
So is this like a spiritual thing for you?
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is.
Yeah.
Growing up, my dad was a pastor. My dad still is a pastor, and it's kind of like ingrained in me. You know, I'm still a Christian and everything. So it kind of comes through in my music.
I have priests in my family. That's just why I asked. I'm not myself that like into it, but like I have family members like every Thanksgiving or stuff.
Okay.
Say grace at the table. We have my stepfather's brother. Like he's a priest and he'll always say grace. So I'm into it even though I'm not into it.
It's entertaining. It's definitely entertaining. Like my kid would get a fucking kick out of it.
Now I want to show you something that I think that Nikki and Devin would appreciate in this song. The last verse in this song, there's one snippet of it that I think you guys will get a kick out of. You're Batman fans, right? I assume.
You did a religious song and you added Batman to it?
Yes, I did actually.
Chris, I was thinking
right here.
In the pit of despair, I kind of felt like Bruce Wayne trying to get out of there. I tried to climb and tried to find how I could make an escape, and at a point I almost gave up on finding a way.
All right.
And I
can
you speak the line for us?
eligible.
Now what?
Can you speak the line for us? The volume is just kind of low.
Okay, so it says, hold on, I was clicked up 40 deep in the pit of despair. I kind of felt like Bruce Wayne trying to get out of there. I tried to climb and tried to find how I could make an escape, and at a point I almost gave up on finding a way, till I remembered what was taught to me back in my youth. It was that if I was ever down, I could remember the truth. So it's kind of like how when Batman was thrown into
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, and Dark Knight Rises. And he kind of had to lower himself because the only person that ever escaped from the pit was a child. So he kind of had to lower himself to see that one ledge that only a kid at that height would be able to see.
Ghul, mother of Damian Wayne, my favorite comic book character.
I'm gonna go use the restroom and get something to drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So
Here?
can I call you out, Tarrin, on one of your songs?
Like I said, this song was terrible.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
No. All right, so Tarrin got to give me a little sneak peek of his very first music that he ever did.
Oh my god, this is terrible. I still have that on Dropbox actually.
He does the song, right? And it's a Christian rap song. And I'm like, you know what the beat is, right? And he's like, no, what? I was like, this is the beat to The Exorcist.
You want me to play? I can play it.
Yes,
We'll definitely
yes.
get flagged for that.
And I'm like,
It definitely has to be played.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Dropbox.com and see if I can find it.
Devin actually does a really good Bane impression.
Let's hear it, Devin.
We've heard it before. Try to say something. So give us the Flash as Bane, or the Bane fighting the Flash, since you have the Flash T-shirt.
How about just Bane just taking over the football field in Dark Knight Rises?
I mean, I love that because Ben
What's the speech?
Roethlisberger gets.
All right, what's the speech? I'll do it. I'll do that whole speech.
Gotham is yours.
Gotham,
This speech that Trump quoted in his inauguration address.
All right,
It's true.
Bane.
We take what is ours and we give it back to you.
I absolutely okay. Little insight to me. I absolutely love the Dark Knight Rises.
I do too. Anne Hathaway, damn.
And I'm one of these people that I'm a huge supporter of the Dark Knight Rises, and I love the fact when she takes her goggles up and they flip up to her cat ears. I thought that was fucking brilliant. I just for the second time in 2 days rewatched Inception today. That is my all-time about me. That is my all-time favorite movie. Oh, what the fuck?
So I've got this song pulled up if you wanted to have a laugh.
Sure.
This is the first song I ever wrote. I think I was 13 when I recorded this on Audacity.
I think we should wait till Chris comes back because he's the one who called you out. Okay,
well,
he's
I'm
back.
here. I'm here.
Okay.
He just knows that nobody likes looking at him. That's why he turns his
Don't
camera
judge
off.
Devin. He's extremely critical. It's kind of his dick.
This actually is funny. Once Chris pointed it out to me, I think I was like 13 when I made this, though. Obviously, I just ripped to the beat.
Found speech.
Not saying this was stupid.
No, this one's stupid.
It
Like I said, I
totally
was like
fucking
13.
is. It totally fucking is.
It really is. It's so
You
bad.
are now listening to a Summits production.
This is so bad.
Savior God, Savior God, Savior God, God save me. Savior God, Savior God, God
Even
save me.
hear my
Savior
voice is
God,
higher.
Savior God, Savior God, God save me.
You like
Savior God,
correct
Savior
it?
God, Savior God, God save me. Jesus Christ, laid his life.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
that's
I
all I'm
apologize.
going to show of that song, just so you can hear the beat a little bit.
I am so glad nobody can see me while that's playing.
It was so bad. So bad. I was 13
I have a
when
story.
I recorded that.
I have a story about bad music. So
Ooh.
I don't know if anybody like in my life even remembers this, but there was a group of girls on my cul-de-sac. I lived on a cul-de-sac. It's a street that ends in a circle.
Yeah, that's where I live.
And so there were these girls on my street because even back then I was like recording stuff. So I had like this old karaoke machine, and they wanted to record an album, and we did one track, and all they really had was the name of the group, and it was called the Angel Babes. And I recorded some terrible music.
I don't know what to say to that.
You recorded terrible music with the Angel Babes?
And I talked to more girls back then than I have in the last 12 years.
Uh-oh.
I've never
Tarrin?
made music, so I can't say I made bad music. But at my talent show and the little school get-together thing, I did sing them on a boat with a couple of my friends.
You ever fart?
The Lonely Island song.
That's music.
Oh yeah, and we sang it. I didn't write it, but I wish I wrote it.
All I can say is I'm glad when Tarrin's playing music, like nobody can see me just because I'm like.
Oh no,
like
I saw you. I don't know. You had the four little people in the
Oh yeah,
corner.
we all saw you.
We all saw it.
I'm just trying to like fuck with Tarrin. I'm like, yeah.
It was so bad. I understand how bad my music is. Like I just put it out there because
I'm
like,
not
hey, if
saying
someone
I'm not
listens
saying-
to it, I'll make a little bit of money. That's the only reason I put it out there.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just find it funny to have The Exorcist
In a Christian rap
music.
song.
Yeah.
What's up, Nicole? How's it going?
Dude, the chat is just going crazy with the Scream Squad tonight.
Nicole. People like her.
Nicole's a good friend of ours. She's we've known her for a while.
Is she in Northeast America?
She's in. I don't want to give away where she is, just in case she doesn't want me to.
Okay. Sorry, Nicole. If you're watching,
Oh,
Nikki,
have you got? Maddie, have you
Nikki-
seen our Death Nut Challenge?
Yes, I watched it live, as a matter of fact, and laughed my goddamn ass off. My son was dying watching you two idiots.
That's awesome.
I think our intro to it was hilarious.
We need to do
The
that.
video you have up, Taryn?
Yeah, it's the one I have up.
Okay.
Do you want to show it? Like, yeah. So
I've already got it pulled up.
The title scares me. I'm just going to be full disclosure. I'll be honest. These guys have made me more uncomfortable than Jacob ever has. So Jacob, if you're still there, you have some one-upping to do.
Man, you just keep saying, I've done this.
this was the
I've
corniest
done
thing we've
that.
ever done
I
on
went
Extreme
to Buffalo
Screams.
Wild Wings. You went to a family restaurant and you won a shirt. Big whoop-de-doo. You know what, Taryn? I got shirts. I got all sorts of shirts. I don't even care. You know?
Chris! It just folds of those.
Is that your mom?
No, that's my wife.
He just straight up goes to say your mom.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
no.
sister.
That,
Chris lives with his
back up
mom.
because I don't have anyone.
You're a lunatic if you think
My mom.
you can step up to me. You
See, they would fit in our trivia leagues beautifully, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
will last for 3 rounds with this crap.
I don't know where that accent came from. I really don't.
Death nuts.
Speaking of which, should we plug the trivia that Matt and you guys are in that tomorrow, right?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Matt Beer, you in it?
No,
No?
I retired from that stuff.
You retired.
I
Yeah.
love how your guys' faces don't even line up right.
No.
Like, look at Taryn. Like the guy is looking like across the screen, and Taryn's just looking. I always thought this shit was funny.
We had to
I
make
don't
that video in like 5 minutes before. Like I didn't even know it was done when we were about to go live.
Yeah. So this is the
Oh.
last level of that Death Nut Challenge, though.
Oh God, guys, this is funny. You guys really need to go back and watch this whole video. It is fucking hysterical because you could just watch them as they progress through this. Like you can see the fact they're like burning up. But
Have you ever done competitive trivia, the two of you?
I go to Trivia League on at bars.
At bars? I wish I could do that. They don't do that around here. They do.
Oh,
They do?
I
Well,
go up
gotta
with
go.
Chris every once in a while. And we
I'll
just
go.
go.
Yeah. But
Um,
me and Matty G, we do an online trivia league. And,
Okay.
Devin's going to be coming into our ranks. We just announced this week Team Death Watch is forming. So Team Death Watch.
I will say, if it's movie trivia, I'll lose every time.
Oh, you will? Yeah, it's mostly
it's-
movies. There is
it's
some
fun.
wrestling, but I don't partake in that.
I'm good at like general trivia.
I got movies. I'm good at movie trivia.
There was just a firework or a gunshot that went off or a car backfire.
and then we've got and then we do. Oh, what the hell did you do?
Oh, I just took it down. You want me to do? Did you want to watch it? We can watch it if you want.
I at least play the last level because this shit's
Okay.
funny as hell.
So
Here, let me
just,
pull it back
just
up.
for comparison, so everybody knows, we talk about it in the video, but I kind of skipped past that part. A ghost pepper is 1.3 million Scoville units, right? Which is the way you measure heat on the heat index.
It's like
This
pepper spray.
this final level, by the way, we had the first 4 levels already. This last level was 13 million Scoville units in and of itself.
This last level was.
Oh, that's my.
Wait, I don't know if that was. Hold on.
This isn't the last level, Taryn. Last level is round 5.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Now remember,
I
they've
wanna-
been doing this for close to 10 minutes already.
Is Katie keeping track of time?
Okay, so it's round 4 is almost over.
Oh no, it's not. Oh my gosh, this is level 5. This is the death nut, guys. Okay, I'm gonna say real quick.
See the look. Chris looks like he's fighting it really hard.
Oh, I was trying not to puke, man. I was in so much pain.
And you could just see Taryn, like he reads on his face how bad this is.
The Pacific crystals.
I couldn't even say capsation right. My mouth was so messed up.
Like it was about 3:30 where I live when this went on. So I went to pick up my son, and on our way home, we literally had it on my phone in the car, and I'm running it through the radio. And we get home, and you guys are on level 3, and we sat in the car through levels 4 or 5, and just my kid was dying.
Look at Chris! Look at Chris!
Katie, start that clock. Katie, start that clock.
Oh, dude, my nose was running so bad. Like,
They were like, Katie, start the clock. Katie, start the clock.
I'm just gonna
like. I want to know what your wife had to say. Like sitting in the back.
She was the one that bought them.
I know. Well, I know. I remember you guys saying that, but I want to know what she thought while you guys were doing it. Like you don't hear her laugh. You don't hear.
No,
any...
she's sick. She's sick. She just sat there and smiled. She knew what happened.
Like because I always wanted to know. Like, okay, does your wife do this stuff with you guys?
No,
not really. No, no. She'll go to if it's like a traditional hunt. She'll go to that with us. But anything extreme, no.
That's why.
I think the most extreme one she went to with us was Natas.
Yeah.
Natas looks like a blast.
Stop it.
I still laugh every time I watch this.
Oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, so after we ate, we had to wait 5 minutes without drinking anything.
It feels like my tongue is up.
That's the rule, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah, this is the way it should have been said on our video for sure.
I just love the look. Like Chris is dying, and Tarrin is trying to act tough. Like he's giggling, and like he's already giggling. Look, tickle me, Tarrin, and he's not even being tickled.
I was thinking about puking right there. I had a bucket between my legs.
You can see it. You can see that you're fighting that. And
That's what I use this helmet for.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and like Tarrin's wanting to talk, and I'm like, I can't even fucking listen to you right now. Like,
it's not even. Oh,
He couldn't even finish what he was saying.
Oh my god! Now it's ramping up even worse.
Oh god! You can see Chris. He's trying not to puke. It's great.
It's so severe.
Watch the way we end the video. The way we end the video is the best.
I want to know what happens after the video.
Oh,
I'll
we
tell
can
you.
tell.
We'll talk about it.
Why don't
We'll
you
talk
fast
about
forward to the end? Because I mean, this goes for a minute.
Yeah, this goes for a few minutes. I was gonna say that too.
Like, oh, you guys are at like 15 minutes. I just wanted to watch. Takes here soon. We've
I
already.
think this is my doppelganger set.
Like I wanted
That's
to.
our first drink afterwards.
You drink like beer. Why would you
What are
drink
we
beer?
drinking here?
What were you drinking, Chris? I don't think you
Milk.
ever say.
I had a big glass of milk.
Because
Okay.
beer,
Oh,
the
milk.
yeast usually helps with
Milk
like.
is the best thing after you drink. Kevin, stop it.
By the way, pro tip: eat an orange. Eat an orange.
Yeah, you give me the pro tips, and then why don't you tell what happens?
I will.
Man, so
I will.
Are any comments going? They said we're awesome. It's a draw. Great job, guys. I'm gonna throw up. We already finished the
I'm gonna throw up.
I'm gonna throw up.
All right, so
All right, let's get off of here.
all right, guys, that was fun. It was real.
Thank you. We love you guys. We gotta go.
Now you guys see the kind
That
of
was
crazy-
impressive.
like now you guys see the crazy shit that these guys do. It's great. My computer's dying, so I hate to say it, but after we get to this, we're gonna have to wrap it up. But guys, you guys are all once I'll say this, you guys are always welcome here on the channel with us.
Appreciate it.
Once you guys start the next docu-series, we will definitely have you guys back because this shit was fun. You guys are hysterical. Tarrin, you will never live down Tickle Me, Tarrin. I swear to God, if I have to, I will make something and put it on the page every day. And I know Chris would accept it. I know Chris would accept it. But okay, so after you guys cut the video, I want to get to that. You guys cut the video. What's the first thing that happened?
Well, the first thing that happened was I went to eat some oranges, but we didn't have any, so I had to go to the store and buy some.
Yeah,
So it wasn't really too eventful for a while.
Yeah, I was fine. I thought I was going to be sick, but Taryn gives me a phone call at what, like 2-3 hours after?
Yeah,
right?
like 2 or 3 hours after. I call Kris. Like, I was on the phone with my girlfriend at the time, like FaceTiming her, and I was like, hold on a second, I gotta call Kris. So I called him, and I'm like, Kris, like, and I'm just like, you hear me like dry heaving in the background. He's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, dude, I'm thinking about like calling the hospital. Like, I'm about to go to the hospital. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I'm laying on the ground in the fetal position right now. I don't know what the fuck is wrong. I don't get this whenever I eat hot stuff or anything. Later, I found out why it hit me so hard. But like, I was in the fetal position. Like, all I could do was shake and like rock back and forth was how bad it was.
He's like, Kris, what do you do? And I'm like, you go live.
Oh.
Go live right now.
Jeremy Johns and Mark Ellis did that on air on a Verizon show.
Now the reason it happened to me, I found out later, was because the food that I ate in basic training going through for the Army was so clean that once you eat like that really, really hot stuff again, it like really screws up your stomach.
Oh no! Don't even give that bullshit. Don't even give that bullshit.
That's legit.
I went to basic training and ate healthy food, and so I got a stomach ache when I ate some nuts.
No, because you weren't. No, it's the truth. No, it's legitimately
straight up legitimate.
No, it's legitimately the truth. Like, it's like because it's because I still ate them. You and I still had the same. We still.
Oh no, I know you're just a bitch.
No, it's not how it works.
I'll give it to you. Sure.
Hold on, wait.
You ate healthy food. You ate healthy food.
Hold on, wait. Hey, Kris, just so you know, you're invited to come to Cato Silvis with me on May 30th. I'm the bitch, though, right?
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? You give me my time off work, and you pay for that trip, and I'll go.
I offered to pay for the trip.
But anyways, let's just go back
to live feeds. I can't wait personally for their Cato Silva's live feeds because I'm going to be taking samples of that.
Yeah,
and that'll be on the next show watching Taryn scream.
And Kris commented because he's too much of a pussy to go through.
And then Kris being chased with chainsaws. Yeah, and then Kris being chased with chainsaws. Yes, I've seen all those videos. The look of Kris, I wish I could have gone to the McCamey page and just stole that little clip of Kris on the table with the chainsaw. You can just see the pure terror in your face. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kris. I gotta bust your balls a little bit. You've been busting.
No, that's good. That's good.
You've been busting Taryn, so I figured I would get you myself. I'm glad there's not videos of the last one I went to because if
you're talking about McCamey Manor, though, I was a bigger bitch at McCamey Manor. I will be honest.
You know what though? But there's a different story to that, and we're not going to get into the reasons why because we'll leave that alone. But you know what, guys? I don't know.
I got to give credit where credit's due, though.
somebody, Kris has a little words for you.
Yeah, no, I see it. I saw it.
Those of us in the circle.
Kris is afraid of snowballs. That's why he won't go.
Yeah, I don't mess with snakes, man. I don't mess with snakes.
Kris, I'm from Arizona. I completely understand. You pick up the wrong rock, you got a snake looking at you. I completely understand.
Snakes.
No, more power to you, buddy. I ain't got nothing to do with snakes.
No, I'm afraid of bees.
That is a hard no for me.
Bees, no bees.
So okay,
you come up with a bee. I'm like.
All right, so I promised Kat and a couple of people this quick story. How I lost my two front teeth. A couple years ago, I did not get them for Christmas. This was Halloween. I was working at a local boo hunt. It was definitely a boo hunt. Like you couldn't touch. You get close, but you can't touch.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, it's a typical haunted house.
Oh, okay.
It's the story of my life.
You said when you said you couldn't touch, I was like,
so needless to say, downtown for Halloween, the weekend before Halloween, the city does this big haunted house thing with the local city and so forth, and they let us set up the jail. Well, I had this area that was mine. I had this cage. I had my chainsaw, etc. I had this room. I can, go from here to here and do what I want. Well, this kid came into my zone and swung his bat back and caught me in the front 2 teeth. So needless to say, I went from being a hunter at a boo hunt to the most extreme hunt anybody ever seen because I got whacked in the face with a baseball. So, needless to say, I worked the next 10 hours with my front 2 teeth busted out and real blood all over my face.
That's a trooper, man. You worked 10 more hours like that?
Yeah, needless to say, when I got home, I was in a lot of pain.
Oh, I bet. Holy cow.
I think this is the time. I think that is a time for This Is the Way.
It really is. Well, I completely agree. I completely agree. Let's run that banner while we close up the night. But like I said, guys, this was a hell of a time. I love. Now you know what our Saturday night shows are. We shoot the shit. Anytime you guys want to jump in and just hang out, please don't hesitate to reach out.
We loved you guys. You guys were great.
Yeah,
thank you. It's a fun time, man. I appreciate it.
I love shooting the shit. You know me. I'm in the chat busting Tarrin's balls all the time.
Always. This is the way.
This is exactly the way. Usually I get Chris's back because Chris is a big fluffy guy like me, and we need to get each other's back. And Tarrin's a little and Tarrin's a tickle bitch.
Anyways, your computer's died, right? So
yeah, it actually is.
Make sure you go over to youtube.com/extreme screams. The new episode of Castle of Chaos docuseries, episode 3, is now up. This is part 1 of Eli Rogers' interview. She went through last October, so it's a good interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely check them out. Check out their YouTube group. Like their page. There's only a couple hundred likes on that Extreme Screams page. Go to their YouTube group. That thing has got everything going on. They've got Tuesday night shows. They've got their Saturday docuseries. Their Tuesday night shows are pretty much just like our Saturday night shows. It's a bunch of people sitting around shooting the shit. Some of them are live, others aren't. It is what it is. Tarrin, do you got anywhere else people can check you out online?
You got youtube.com/extreme screams, facebook.com/extreme screams. On our Facebook page, there is a link to the Facebook group, and you can also check us out on Instagram @extreme screams.
Also, don't forget to check out the Truthers Facebook group. They've been all up in our chat like always. What is it? April what, Tarrin? No, you're in May, aren't you?
May 30th.
May 30th. Tarrin's going to be at Kata Silvis. Definitely keep an eye out for that. They do a lot of live streams. Watching Tarrin scream like a bitch. Kris, anywhere else people can find you?
No.
Prior to May 30th, though, if you guys want to actually meet myself, I don't think Kris is going to be there, but if you want to meet me and hang out, I'm going to be at the Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Convention in Nashville Easter weekend.
There you go. If that doesn't get postponed due to the virus, because this is a zombie apocalypse waiting to happen. Cat, got you, girl. Always, we're all family in this community. I guess we'll toss it over to the Mandalorians. Where can people find you?
All right, you guys can find us on the Nikki Flicks on YouTube. That's Nikki Flicks with an X, like Netflix. We're not afraid of any airborne pathogen. We got helmets on. It's going to protect us. This is the way.
It really is. Devin, how about you? Or should I say Barry? Don't fuck up the timelines this time, but where can people find you?
You can find me absolutely nowhere.
Okay, he'll be back next week, I'm sure. Him and Nikki are always back because we welcome Mandalorians on our channel. Matt, my man, where can people find you?
You can find me here. We should be starting Inside the Horseshoe this upcoming week once free agency actually begins. If
free agency begins.
Yeah, if it begins. Well, they can do it all on their phones and stuff, So
you never know. I'm sure we're gonna find out Tom Brady to the Tennessee Titans. Well, I bet I will
love
put
that.
money.
I don't think that's happening.
We'll find anywhere else, my man.
No, that's it.
All right. Until I can get my internet repaired due to some storm damage, I'm going to postpone Suplex City chats at least for a week or so. We will be back here next week at TMG Entertainment, the Heart of Debate. Again, subscribe to our channel. Definitely subscribe to Extreme Screams. They are doing awesome stuff. Again, the YouTube group, the Facebook page. That I'm Matty G for Mr. Tarrin. Hashtag Tickle Me Tarrin. Always don't forget. Anytime you post on their page, you must add that hashtag because this is the way. For the for the Mandalorians, for Chris and Matt. This was TMG After Dark. Everybody, good night.
Look at all those chickens.